Did you know Portugal had a dictatorship from 1933 until 1974? Estado Novo, or New State, was mainly headed by Antonio de Oliveira Salazar, who was the Prime Minister and dictator of Portugal. Portugal was one of the original members of NATO in 1949, while its own citizens were facing a dictatorship. For much of the 20th century in Portugal, freedom of speech and religious expression were non-existent. You could be tortured for speaking your mind. There was a secret police force that would spy on their own citizens and torture them, suppressing political opposition to Salazar. Many citizens lacked access to health care and other basic needs. To this day, there are many people who went missing during this regime who were never found. Portugal had forced labor camps throughout its colonies in Africa. The Portuguese colonial wars left over 30,000 Angolans dead, and the war only stopped because the Portuguese government was overthrown in the Carnation Revolution. The Carnation Revolution took place on April 25, 1974 in Lisbon, and marked the end of essentially 50 years of dictatorship. The name itself is due to the revolution being largely bloodless, and carnation flowers were passed out as a peace symbol. Although Portugal successfully transformed into a democracy, there were still some issues immediately after the collapse of Estado Novo. The rapid decolonization efforts led to more instability in places like Angola, where a civil war eventually broke out. There was economic uncertainty in Portugal for a while, as well as concerns of a communist takeover. Many Portuguese citizens came back from Africa, and this placed a strain on Portugal's infrastructure. Portugal is doing a lot better today, but there are still many issues it faces. The Carnation Revolution laid the groundwork for the country to have a lot more freedom today than ever before. There are streets today named after April 25th, as well as 25 de Abril Bridge, to pay remembrance to this event.